Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Diesel Mercedes YouTube channel. You already know my 2008 S-Class S550 with almost 200,000 miles. In different video we discovered that the belt tensioner pulley down there, it's wobbling like this. It's crazy, and it should be replaced ASAP. I was able to overnight the entire tensioner, so in this video we will attempt to replace it. There's no much space. I don't know how to hold this camera and be working on that part, but we will figure it out. So it will start with releasing tension on that belt and ideally locking the pulley in that released position. If you look on the front of the engine, these are two mount bolts, and here is the area I can grab with the wrench. This part is right now more here, and if I will be able to push it this way, I will release the tension on the belt. It will travel, the pulley will travel this way, and everything will be loose and ready for removal. It looked to me like 17, and voila, I guessed it right. As a mechanics, we own all these tools. This is one of them. This is exactly for the Serpentine belt tensioner spar, and it fits that 3/8. I will put my 17 on it. I need to provide myself also one of these to stop it from going back. So I guess I will grab one of, what do you say, one of the axes here that should be long or short enough to fit. Now comes the difficult part: how to do the job and also film it for you. I told you in the beginning when I bought this, I never had S-Class so new. I had the old ones, but nothing so new. So it's all learning, which is fantastic. So towards to you, beautifully releases the tension on the belt. I'm already easily able to remove the belt, but I want to put this pin there. I was basically getting in my own way with that tool. I switched to that 17 long, deep socket, and I put a 3/8 longer ratchet. As you can see, the tension is released on the belt, so I can get to the two holding bolts, which you can see here. I'll be removing this one and this one. The first one is clearly visible right here in the middle of the screen. This is what I'm heading for, and the other one, it's underneath behind that pulley, so I cannot show it to you. To release these two bolts, I will use this deep E12 socket. Let's see how this will go. Top one has an easy access. These cannot be too tight because it's all aluminum. If you will yank on it too much, you will strip all these bolts and holes. So you have to be careful with engine like this. Just getting it nicely out carefully, the top one, using just my hand and my socket. here's the bolt. You can hopefully see the length of it. And here is the head. I think I got it loose. And I will be able to share with you the fruits of the labor. Yep, it comes out through here without removing this upper radiator hose. Here is entire tensioner itself. It has a Mercedes-Benz number, which I will gladly read you. It's a A272 2000270. But there is also, if I'm correct, there is a Gates logo right here, which is confusing. But whatever, this is the part. Oh yeah, another logo from the Gates. The pulley has a play. It's made of plastic. And you saw in the previous video that huge wobble. Basically the way if it was running this way, it was just wobbling like this. Woo, woo, woo. So I decided, rather than just trying to replace the pulley, I decided to do the whole thing. This is the way it was there. If we compare them side by side, new part and the old part, here they are. This will be the replacement. Let me show you every angle so you can see it. Let's put the new one in and be done with it. It's not much fun. I'm completely scraped all over here. This was from last weekend. I ripped off. It was a scab, so that doesn't count. But yeah, this, as I said, these edges right here, it's pretty sharp. When you go in and out, you keep scraping yourself. Here are those bolts, and once again, when you will be doing yours and torquing it, don't go too crazy on it, because you could rip that aluminum from that engine, the threads will rip it out, and then you are stuck with some repairs. In previous video I mentioned you can buy pulley only, the whole tensioner, or you can buy the whole set with a belt, which in my case it's very good, but it will also come with these idlers, the top and bottom. The bottom doesn't have a grooves and the top has a grooves. I'm checking the play on them. It's not astronomical, but there is some. So purely theoretically I wish I bought the whole set right now if I think of it. In my case the problem was it will take like 5 or 6 days, and when I checked and I saw the wobble on this one, I was afraid this will fall apart immediately, or I don't know, within a day or two. It was really doing this like crazy, so I was opting to get this one ASAP. But maybe if you look on the whole picture and the long term, it was better to buy the whole set for 200 bucks. So I'm putting new part back. Again, I'm not able to film it and do it in front of you because the space. This hose is definitely not helping. I switched to the short socket E12 and the short extension. You have to always adapt to the situation. There's oil everywhere, the remnants of it, because this whole housing was replaced. It was leaking with the previous owner, and the amounts of remnants of the oil are insane. Just look above that or behind that AC compressor, it's just everywhere. It's one of the things I'm keeping cleaning on this vehicle. It's nuts to torque these two bolts. I will definitely switch to the smaller ratchet. Again, I don't want to yank too much on the bolts which are holding in the aluminum. I don't know how much more I can emphasize this, because it's really, guys, it's really easy to strip those holes and rip that material out with that bolt. So be careful when you do this. It's looking very good. Beautiful new part. And because I didn't release the tension, that pin is still there. It should be very easy to reroute this belt. The pin is out and the new tensioner and the pulley is in the place. Little note, so I was using a ratchet to release the tension. I had to push on the ratchet way more, so the spring in this tensioner is a little bit stronger than in the part I just have removed. So let's go start her up and see if the crazy wobble on the pulley is gone, and we fix that. And this is what I'm calling perfection. Look how the tensioner is steady. The pulley is not moving. There's absolutely zero wobble. I don't know what you see, but with my eyes I call this perfect. I love it. I'm happy finally. I'm sorry I was not able to film every single detail of it. This camera just doesn't fit there. There was no way to mount it or do anything like that, so I hope you still enjoy that. You will find it helpful. If you do, please give it a thumb up and stay tuned. I have way more coming your way soon. See you later, my friend.